What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 1 of our small group series, Committed. We all want loyalty, acceptance, grace. We just aren't always willing to do what it takes to get there. And what it takes is commitment. And I know personally I'm not great at this idea, and you probably have some commitment issues as well. Commitment can be scary, and I think deep down we're all kind of a bit of a committophobe. Yes, I just made up that word, but just think about it. When you sit down to watch Netflix, you're sitting there and you're scrolling through the menu. It's, what am I in the mood for? I don't feel like laughing right now, but I'm not really in the mood for something serious. And so we spend more time trying to decide what to watch on Netflix than actually watching a show. And when all is said and done, I find an episode of Scandal that I've already watched before. I hit play knowing I'm probably going to get bored before the episode is over, and I'm going to change it to something else. Now, here's how I know that you struggle with this too. You probably don't even have your own Netflix account because you didn't want to commit to the payment every month. So you borrow someone else's. And even on Spotify, we can't commit to an artist or even a genre. And so we use the Discover Weekly playlist and we let Spotify pick our music for us. I don't know what kind of music I want to listen to. And Spotify, hey, we've been in a relationship for a while now, and man, sometimes you know me better than I know myself, so I'm just going to let you pick the music for me. But our struggle to commit isn't just small stuff, is it? We struggle to commit in a dating relationship. We have a hard time committing to a job. We struggle committing to a major. Should we go to grad school? Which car should we buy? What pictures should I post on Instagram? And here's why I think we struggle so much with commitment. It's this game of what if. Well, what if I buy that car and then I drive it off the lot and I see something I like better? What if I commit to this relationship with this person, but then I meet someone that's cuter or funny or just better? What happens if I choose a career and then I get my first job and it sucks? Or the company folds? What if? What if I just change my mind? And these questions, they can be hard to overcome. Or maybe you're convinced that commitment just comes naturally later in life. Maybe when you get a little older, it'll be easier to commit. Or if you have more life experience of what life has to offer, and then you can settle down or slow the pace down. And we convince ourselves that those things lead to commitment. Here's the deal, and I want to be upfront with you. My goal in this series is to persuade you that commitment is worth the effort. Commitment is a good thing. And my hope is that you're going to walk out of small group thinking differently about commitment, or perhaps even taking a step towards commitment in some area of your life. And I think that would be a huge win, because I get it. I struggle with this. Some days I can't even decide what kind of cereal I want for breakfast, or if I even want breakfast at all. But there was a moment in my life where my perspective shifted, and I want to share some of that with you tonight. I want to check out a couple of verses from Ecclesiastes. Now, Ecclesiastes was written by this king named Solomon, and he was the king of Israel, when Israel was like the envy of the world. And it was said that Solomon was the wisest man to ever live. He had fame and riches. He had all of the nicest things. Solomon knew everything that life had to offer. And if I could sum up the theology of the book of Ecclesiastes, I would basically put it like this. Basically, the book says, we're all going to die, so screw it. That may sound pretty negative, but I want us to look at it from a different perspective. And as we get into these verses, the author is talking about how short life is. This is all so temporary. As Solomon writes these next words, he's getting older, and he's speaking to a younger reader like you and I, and he's saying, hey, I've seen a lot. I've experienced a lot. And so he says, here's what I've noticed. It doesn't really matter if you're rich or you're poor. It doesn't matter if you're super religious or even non-religious. He says, at the end of the day, we're all going to have the same fate. We're all going to die. I mean, isn't that so uplifting, right? But it's in light of this idea that he says this in Ecclesiastes 9:7. He says, hey, go, eat your food with gladness and drink your wine with a joyful heart, for God has already approved what you do. Here's what he's saying. If there's something in life that you enjoy doing, you don't have to wait around for God's approval. You don't need to pray about every single thing. God, can I eat this burger? No, he's saying go enjoy life. That's fine. Eat the burger. Go to Grub. Don't do it too much, but do it sometimes. God has already told us what is good. And so he says, go enjoy what is good. Go enjoy life. Sure, there are definitely exceptions to this. We can't just do whatever we want. But God has already laid it out for us. And then a couple of verses later, Solomon continues and he says, enjoy life with your wife, whom you love, all the days of this meaningless life that God has given you under the sun. All your meaningless days. For this is your lot in life and in your toilsome labor under the sun. Basically, Solomon's saying, hey, this is your life. This is what you get. There are no do-overs. So sure, enjoy life. Be with your friends. Go to the lake. Play lots of spike ball. These moments matter. This is your life. So commit to it and live it. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to suffer the same fate. None of us can escape death. And so based on what Solomon has already said, it would just make sense, right? As he continues that he would tell us to just enjoy a little bit of this, a little bit of that, to just try it all out, get a sample size of everything that life has to offer. Don't let anyone hold you back. Do this and that, get a little bit of experience in everything that you can and just go for it. But that isn't what he says. Check out verse 10. He says, whatever your hand finds to do, do that with all of your might, because life is short, because our days are numbered and nobody knows how many numbers we have. Whatever it is that you're doing, do it with everything that you have. Go big, go all in to whatever it is that you find yourself doing. Whatever relationship you're in, invest yourself. Whatever major you choose, go for it. Whatever cause you connect yourself to, man, champion that cause with everything that you have. Go all in. And to sum it up, in one word, he essentially says, commit. Hey, life is short, commit. Commit while you can. Don't be flaky. Don't jump from one thing to another. Don't give a half effort. Don't just try a little. No, whatever it is that you're doing, commit. Everything we experience in life, our relationships, the causes we support, our careers, majors, whatever, it all has this incredible potential. And so how do we get all of that potential out of it? I think for a lot of us, we have all these things in our life, our relationships, maybe it's your job, a sport, career aspirations, an organization you're involved in, and it's a lot like these lemons. We give each of those things a little bit of a squeeze, right? And that's all well and good, but have you ever made freshly squeezed lemonade? Man, it is exhausting, and you can never get all of it out, right? We end up using like this whole bowl of lemons when we could have just used like 3. If only we had a tool like this that would help us get all of the potential out of the lemon. This is like commitment. Commitment says, hey, you know what? Whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to get every drop of potential out of this. And it doesn't even take that much effort, because this is what commitment does. Commitment is a tool, and sure, it can be messy, and sometimes you have to put in a little extra effort that you don't want to put in, but commitment is how you get every last drop out of life. This is how you fully live. And we're going to talk practically over the next few weeks about different areas in our life where we need to commit, to quit being flaky, to quit waiting for someone else to take the initiative in our life. But at the end of the day, one of the biggest areas of our life where we need to commit is other people. We need people in our life that know us, that can trust us, that know we're committed to them. And we hope that you find that here at 242. My hope is that each of you would know there's a place for you, a place where you can be known and accepted, but it's a two-way street. Make the decision to commit. And maybe for some of you, that means letting your guard down and letting people in around you so that they can know what's going on in your life. Maybe for some of you, that means taking your studies seriously this semester. Whatever your hand finds to do, and do it with all your might. Or maybe tonight you need to make the decision to commit to God. You may not have all the answers you want. It may not make perfect sense yet. In fact, you may not even know what it looks like to commit to God, and that's okay. But let me tell you, it starts with a decision. And we're going to talk more over the next few weeks how we commit to God, but you don't have to wait. I want you to talk with your small group leader. Let them know that you're ready to make a commitment. They would love to walk through that with you. As we get this discussion going, I want you to be honest. Honest about where you need to make a commitment in your life. It's okay if it's scary, but take a step now with your group. I'll see you next week.